All the good at a great value. Well, that's how Google's marketing the Pixel 5a this year. And that's how I'm gonna approach this video. We're gonna be talking about not only all the good, but also all the bad. Let's get right into it. From a design perspective, it's pretty clear not much has changed with the Pixel 5a. This mostly black colorway has this green tone to it. Honestly, when I first unboxed this device, it looked pretty green to me, but in different lighting conditions, I guess it's mostly black, but to be completely honest with you guys, it's definitely on the greener side of things. The Pixel 5a is not constructed out of this metal body, and it doesn't feel like it because of this coating over it. That same coating that we got with the Pixel 5 last year that gave that phone more of a plastic feel rather than that metal feel. Now, there is a lack of wireless charging, maybe for this particular reason, but it's 2021 and I honestly feel like wireless charging should have been a standard on phones years ago. This technology has been here for probably over a decade now. If not, it's about to be a decade, and we're still seeing smartphone manufacturers like randomly release phones with and without wireless charging, but I feel like every single phone should have wireless charging, especially since we're seeing car manufacturers also integrating it in the cabin, and even restaurants and companies in general integrating wireless charging within their facilities. At $450, there is an IP67 rating, slightly bigger 6.34 inch panel with Gorilla Glass 6 on top of it. It is still 60 Hertz though, and there is a bigger battery. It went from 3,855 milliamps last year to 4,680 milliamps, which is a pretty good upgrade. As far as I can tell though, everything else is practically the same on this device. Anyway, let's talk about the bad. I'd have to say the biggest thing is with the new Pixel 5a 5G, there's a lack of innovation. It's been less than a year since Google released the 4a 5G, so why the heck would they drop a 5a 5G out of nowhere? Well, it's pretty clear it's for strategic reasons, but I don't like when manufacturers literally just drop a device out of nowhere, and especially when it doesn't really make sense or make the most sense. I know as a consumer, it's always going to be a little bit different from what a manufacturer sees, but I don't like when a company just releases a device just to release a device. And I feel like that's what Google did this year with the Pixel 5a 5G. I feel like the 5a is what the 4a 5G should have been. Last year, Google dropped the 4a 5G, and also the Pixel 5, which I feel was a little bit too many devices. I personally cared a lot more about the 4a and the 5. I didn't really pay attention to the 4a 5G just because they dropped it a little bit later in the year. But with the 5a, you're getting IP67 rating, and you're also getting a bigger battery life, which I think could have been a lot more competitive if they dropped it alongside either the Pixel 5 last year, or they just skipped the 4a 5G completely and just dropped the 5a 5G with the brand new Pixel 6 this year. But I'm not a smartphone manufacturer. I don't know how sales work. I don't know why Google did what they did, but I think it just would have made more sense if they just maybe skipped the 4a 5G and went straight to the 5a 5G. Here's another thing that I feel like is missing about the 5a 5G. Just like its predecessor, it does support sub 6 gigahertz 5G, but not millimeter wave 5G, which gives you those insanely fast speeds. And the lack of C-band support on a software level is also a little bit disappointing. Now, I guess these 5G features are not that important at this specific moment in 2021. Well, I guess it is important because everybody's talking about 5G, but it's not something that's really popular right now. But I feel like in the next few years, if you're somebody who's picking up this device from a long-term investment, I think it's important that you also get long-term future proofing with your device. So hopefully the next generation does at least support millimeter wave 5G, because that's what people are extremely hyped about. So let's conclude. By no means was this a full review. This was just me sharing my honest opinion on the Pixel 5a after using it for a few weeks. I'm actually considering doing a lot more videos like this on other devices where I just sit here and talk to you guys about it and how I've enjoyed using it, some of the good and some of the bad, and not talk about any of those specifications, or really just a traditional review where I just talk talk about the design, build, and all that stuff. I'm literally just gonna sit here and talk about my opinion with the device, because at the end of the day, I think that's what's the most valuable to someone who's looking to make a purchase decision. But anyway, let's go back to concluding this video. So the Pixel 5a 5G is now $50 less than its previous predecessor. And the question that I asked in the beginning of this video was, at $50 less, does it offer great value, or let's say better value? And yes, it clearly does. It has more features and it's a cheaper price tag. Now, does that mean you should upgrade from the 4A or the 4A 5G? Probably not. It's practically the same device. Now, if you do value bigger battery life and an IP rating, then maybe you should consider it, especially if you're coming from the 4A. 4A 5G, it's too similar to be upgrading to. I say probably wait it out for the next device. But 4A, maybe it is worth the upgrade. It's a bigger device and you're getting a lot more features. Now, that's the first scenario of somebody who I would recommend it to. If you're in the market for a Pixel device and you've always wanted a Pixel device and you just didn't know where to start, the Pixel 5a 5G is honestly a great option. It's cheaper than its previous predecessor and has a lot more features, so why wouldn't you want to start with this? And that's literally it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see more videos similar to this, where I'm literally in front of the camera, not talking about specs, not scripted, literally just sharing my opinion about this device or a device. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else I want to add. If you're not following me on Instagram, I've been dropping a lot more content lately. Please do at Victor's Fits. And if you're not already subscribed, click that button, because there's a lot more heat coming soon to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next one. Bye.